The Canadian government might owe you up to $13,000 a year, and there's a decent chance you have no idea. It's called the Guaranteed Income Supplement, or GIS. Right now, close to 1.8 million seniors across Canada get it every month. But here's the part that bothers me. Researchers estimate another 240,000 seniors qualify for this money and never see a dime of it. Not because they don't deserve it, because nobody ever explained how it works, or they assumed, wrongly, that it wasn't for them. So that's what today is about. I'm going to walk you through what GIS actually is, who qualifies, why so many people miss out on it, and exactly how you check if there's money sitting there with your name on it. I'm David. I'm the financial translator, and that's really all I do on this channel. Confusing government letters, tax forms, the stuff that makes your eyes glaze over. I take it and turn it into plain English. No jargon today. I'm explaining it the way I'd explain it to my own mother, sitting across the kitchen table. Let's start with what GIS actually is. It's a monthly payment from the federal government, and it comes on top of your old age security, your OAS. Two separate payments, same government, same month. And here's the part people love once they hear it. GIS is completely tax-free. Whatever amount lands in your account, that's yours. No clawback at tax time, nothing to report as extra income. Think of OAS as your base. If your income is low, GIS steps in and tops that base up. That's really the entire concept. A supplement, exactly like the name says. Now, how much money are we actually talking about? As of right now, a single senior with little to no other income can receive up to $1,123.17 a month in GIS. Multiply that out over a year, and you're looking at just over $13,000. If you're part of a couple, the number's a bit different depending on your spouse's situation, but it can still add up to hundreds of dollars a month in extra income. And I want to be upfront with you here. These aren't numbers I'm guessing at. The government reviews and adjusts them 4 times a year, every January, April, July, and October, based on the cost of living. So the exact number shifts a little depending on when you're watching this, but the ballpark stays the same. This is real, meaningful money. Groceries, heat through a Canadian winter, the kind of breathing room that makes a difference at the end of the month. So who actually qualifies for this? 3 things need to line up. First, you need to be 65 or older. Second, you need to already be receiving OAS. If that's already happening for you, you're partway there. Third, and this is where it gets specific, your income from the previous year needs to fall under a certain threshold. Right now, if you're single, divorced, or widowed, that threshold sits at under $22,800 a year. If you're married or common law, and your partner also gets full OAS, the combined household threshold is higher, over $30,000. And if your partner doesn't receive OAS at all, the threshold jumps even further, past $54,000 combined. So depending on your household, you might qualify at a much higher income level than you'd expect. That third point trips up more people than anything else in this entire program. Because here's what actually happens. A lot of seniors hear income tested and just assume, I make too much, this isn't for me, and they stop looking. But the number that counts as your income is often smaller than people think. For starters, not everything you receive counts against you. Withdrawals from a TFSA, for example, do not count as income for GIS purposes at all. 0 impact. So if you've been drawing down a TFSA in retirement, That money doesn't touch your GIS eligibility. And if you're still working part-time, here's something most people never hear about. The first $5,000 of employment income is completely exempt. It doesn't count towards your GIS income test at all. And on the next chunk after that, only half of it counts. So a senior working a part-time job can often still qualify for a meaningful GIS payment, even with employment income coming in. This is exactly why guessing is so risky here. I've talked to seniors who ruled themselves out years ago based on a number they assumed was true, and it turned out they were wrong. That's thousands of dollars a year gone, simply because nobody double-checked. So here's my first piece of advice, and I'll keep saying this throughout the video. Don't assume. Check. The system does the math for you when you file your taxes, so all you need to do is make sure you're actually in it. If you're finding this useful, hit subscribe now, because I've got a lot more coming, including the real reasons this money slips through the cracks for so many people, and exactly what to do this week to find out where you stand. Let's keep going. All right, let's get into the part that actually matters most. If this money is sitting right there, why do so many seniors miss it completely? I want to walk you through the real reasons, one at a time, because I promise you at least one of these is going to sound familiar, either for you or for someone you know. Reason 1, and this is the big one, by far the most common reason people lose this benefit. They stop filing their taxes. Here's how the system actually works behind the scenes. Every July, Service Canada recalculates your GIS payment based on the tax return you filed for the previous year. Not once, every single July, like clockwork. If you don't file a return, even if you made next to nothing that year, even if you're positive you don't owe any tax, Service Canada has no income number to work with. No number means no calculation. No calculation means no payment. It's not that they're denying you, they literally cannot process it. I've heard this story more times than I can count. A senior thinks, I barely made any money. Why would I bother filing? And that one decision quietly costs them over $1,000 a month. File every single year, even at zero income. That tax return isn't just for the CRA, it's the key that keeps this whole benefit running. Reason 2, your income dropped, but the system is still looking at last year. This one catches recent retirees constantly. Say you retired this year. Your income right now is low, but your most recent tax return still reflects last year when you were working and earning a full salary. Service Canada, going strictly by the numbers on file, sees that higher figure and assumes you're over the threshold. Here's what almost nobody knows. You can actually request what's called a current income reassessment. It's a specific form where you tell Service Canada, my income has changed significantly. Please look at what I'm earning now, not what I earned last year. People who retire, get laid off, or lose a spouse's income can use this to get their GIS corrected immediately instead of waiting an entire year for the system to catch up on its own. Reason 3, they had GIS once and it just stopped, with no explanation. This is honestly one of the more frustrating parts of the whole system. GIS is not something that, once approved, just continues forever no matter what. If you miss filing your taxes even 1 year, your payments can pause. And there's no dramatic warning letter that shows up first. It just quietly stops showing up in your account. Some seniors don't even notice for months because it's bundled in with OAS and the total deposit just looks a little smaller than it used to. So if you used to receive this, and at some point it disappeared or got smaller, don't just assume that's permanent or normal. That's worth a phone call today. Reason 4. A life change that never got reported. A spouse passes away. A partner moves into a long-term care facility. Your living situation shifts in some other significant way. Every one of these changes your qualifying income threshold, sometimes dramatically. But Service Canada isn't psychic. They only know what you tell them. If a major life change happens and you don't report it, you could be sitting well under the new threshold and still not receiving what you're entitled to, simply because the system doesn't know your situation changed. Now here's some good news buried in all of this. If you find out you were eligible for a period you missed, GIS isn't necessarily gone for good. Service Canada can retroactively pay out missed GIS for up to 11 months once your situation is corrected and your application goes through. That's not guaranteed in every case, but it means catching this late is still worth doing. 11 months of missed payments at over $1,000 a month is real money worth chasing down. So take a second and think back through those 4 reasons. Did you stop filing at some point because your income felt too low to matter? Did your income drop recently and you haven't told anyone? Did a payment you used to get quietly shrink or disappear? Has something changed at home that Service Canada was never told about? If even one of those sounds like your situation, stick around, because next I'm going to walk you through exactly how to check where you stand, step by step, and what to say when you call. All right, this is the part I promised you. How do you actually check where you stand? I'm going to give you 3 steps, and none of them are complicated. Step 1. Find your latest notice of assessment. That's the letter the CRA sends you after your taxes get processed each year. It shows exactly what income was reported for you. That number is what Service Canada uses to calculate your GIS, so it's the starting point for everything. If you can't find the paper copy, don't panic. It's also available through your CRA My Account online, or a family member can help you pull it up. Step 2. Compare that income number against the current thresholds. Right now, if you're single, divorced, or widowed, the cutoff sits at under $22,800 a year. If you're married and your spouse also gets full OAS, the combined household threshold is higher, under $30,096. And if your spouse doesn't receive OAS at all, that threshold climbs even further, under $54,624 combined. You can find the exact up-to-date numbers by searching GIS payment amounts on the Government of Canada website, since these figures shift slightly every few months with the cost of living. Step 3. And honestly, this is the step that actually gets things moving. Call Service Canada directly. Don't overthink what to say. Just tell them plainly, I'd like to check if I qualify for the Guaranteed Income Supplement. They can pull your file up right there on the call, tell you whether you're currently receiving it, whether you should be, and what needs to happen next. I know calling a government line isn't anyone's favorite way to spend a morning. The hold music, the menus, all of it. So here's a practical tip. Call as early as you can, right when the lines open. Wait times are almost always shorter first thing. Keep your social insurance number close by, since they'll need it to pull up your file. And go in reminding yourself of one thing. You are not asking for a favor from anyone. This is a benefit that exists specifically for people in your situation, and asking about it is exactly what it's there for. One more important thing: GIS is not automatic just because you're receiving OAS. You actually have to apply for it. So if you've been filing your taxes faithfully every year, but never formally applied, that could be the entire reason you're not getting it. There's a straightforward application form, and if you'd rather not tackle it alone, a family member can help you fill it out, or Service Canada staff can walk you through it directly over the phone. And if, once you check, it turns out you were eligible for a stretch of time you missed, remember what we talked about earlier. Retroactive payments can go back up to 11 months. So even if you think you're late to this, it's still worth making the call. Before I wrap up, I want to say something that has nothing to do with numbers or forms. If you know another senior who this could help, a parent, a neighbor, someone from church, an old coworker, please send them this video. A huge number of people who qualify for this never find out, simply because nobody in their life happened to mention it. You could genuinely be the reason someone gets thousands of dollars back this year. And if any part of you feels a little uneasy about applying, like you're asking for a handout, I want to push back on that gently. You worked. You paid into this system for decades. This program exists because the country recognized that retirement shouldn't mean falling through the cracks. There's nothing to feel awkward about here. The only real mistake is leaving money that was set aside for you sitting unclaimed.
So here's what I'd love for you to do this week. Pull up your last notice of assessment. Compare your income to the current threshold. And call Service Canada, even if it's just to ask the question. 20 minutes on the phone could mean well over $1,000 a month back in your life. Quick recap before you go. GIS is a monthly, tax-free supplement for lower-income seniors already receiving OAS. You need to be 65 or older, already on OAS, and under the income threshold for your situation. And remember, TFSA withdrawals and part of your employment income don't count against you. Most people miss out because they stopped filing taxes, their income dropped and the system hasn't caught up, their payments quietly stopped without warning, or a life change was never reported. And checking is simple. Pull your tax documents, compare the numbers, and make the call. If this video helped you today, do me 2 small favors. Hit like, it genuinely helps this reach more seniors who need to hear it, and subscribe, because I put one of these out every week, taking one confusing piece of government paperwork and making it simple. This is your money. Go find out if it's waiting for you. I'm David, your financial translator. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.